My name is Melinda Hart. You are watching Stamping with Hart. You can find me at stampingwithhart.blogspot.com. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And tonight we are going to be talking about the For Unto Us stamp set. And then also we'll be revisiting the Angels of Peace stamp set. So these are the two we're going to be working with tonight. And these are both available in our mini catalog, our AKA our holiday catalog. And if you have any questions, just let me know. So these are the samples for tonight. And one more thing, let me just kind of cover my bases here before, oh, I see a comment. I'm going to put up my host code. We are going to be talking about backgrounds with sentiments tonight that have a common theme. Occasionally, you will get an entire stamp set that is devoted to one particular occasion or holiday, which is definitely the case for Unto Us. So because I had so many sample angels that we did last week with the watercolor pencils, these angels here, I originally was just going to keep making the same card that I made last week. And then I kind of had this idea pop into my head about doing an alternate background. So I'm here tonight to show you how to make a background with your sentiments that have a similar theme, or it's all for the same theme. So, be sure to say hello, whether it's live or in the replay. I love to hear from you. We're going to be using our Stamparatus tonight. We're going to be doing some heat embossing tonight. Hopefully I pre-cut everything, but just in case, I do have my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine on standby. Okay, so let me take down this host code message because I'll leave this up the whole time I'm talking. And the last thing is, if you're not already on my email list, I would love to have you join my email list. I have a link in the comments section if you're on Facebook, and if you're on YouTube, it is in the description box right underneath my video. Okay, so here we go. Let me first show you the cards that we did last week. Okay, so this is what we ended up doing last week. And just to give you an idea of the difference with the background, same angel, same colors, just a completely different layout. It's actually a simpler layout. And this is the clear heat emboss. Okay, so I'll show you in a minute the layout that I did for the sentiments. But last week we did the same sentiment, the same stamp all the way across the back of the actual card base to create a background, just a simple background of script that ties in with our theme. And this week we're going to let the background be the sentiment. So you can still add one if you want to, but the background will speak for itself, or it will definitely tie into your theme. So here we have the clear heat emboss. Here we have white heat emboss. And then here we have the black heat emboss. And the thing that I want to say about this is, you can pick your colors or whatever is going to work for you. This is Daffodil Delight. This is Melon Mambo. And this is actually basic white with old olive on a sponge dauber just around the edges. Okay. And I kind of like that glow, especially around the angel. But the one thing that I really wanted to try to do with each of these backgrounds is I kind of cut them in a different place. So these two are portrait. This one's landscape. This one has the side sentiment, the sentiment that's sideways. This one does not. Okay, so you can kind of get different looks with the same background. Oh, and here's my little bonus. All right, so here's the layout that we chose. But in addition to making cards, especially as we're getting into the holidays, look at how cool it looks on one of the gift bags. So these are the ombre gift bags here. And this is heat embossed in white. And you can do a continuation of that with your Stamparatus. So where we started up here with our Hark the Herald Angels Sing, we have it again down here. So that's pretty cool too. And you literally just set it in from the top, and then you only have to stamp it twice. But I thought that this was a very cool look too. And if you would want to put, an angel here or if you would want to kind of do the gift tag with the little girl angel, I think that that would be gorgeous with a little bit of ribbon here if you want to do that. But yeah, so we have some options with this. All right, so this is the layout that I chose. And I don't have all of the sentiments going in one direction. So I did decide to put one of the sentiments sideways, and then the rest are kind of grouped and going downward. And you can choose the layout that feels the best to you. And depending on the card size that you're going to be making, if you're going to be working with a smaller card, like a bunch of thank you cards or something like that, no cards, you might not need this many stamps, but just keep that in mind depending on your layout and depending on your card size. So this actually, this is a good decent size. It's almost like a 6x6-ish block here. And then you can just cut your layers, or like I did for our live tonight, I cut the layers first, and then we're going to stamp and heat emboss them. But what I try to do, and you'll see, there is spacing in between the words here, because even though they're very close together here, there's still a slight outline on your rubber stamping here before you actually see the sentiment. So like we have outlines around each one, which gives even a little bit more space. So one thing that you could do is take, the star from Angels of Peace, or you could take this star from For Unto Us, and you can go back in and you can fill in the spaces if you don't like it. I actually really like the spacing. I thought it looked really good. But if you want to like touch these sentiments together, like get them even tighter, it's probably possible to do that. I just didn't go any tighter on this one. Other stamp sets that are really great for this are like Ornate Thanks, A Wish for Everything, For Unto Us. There's another stamp set in the holiday catalog that's all sentiments. That one would be great for this. So just think of like the stamp sets that you have at home. If you have one that's all birthday or something like that, it would be really cool. And the funny thing about that is I ended up using the in color gems here for each of these cards, even though they're not like, even though they're not a perfect match, they were really close. So this is Polished Pink with Melon Mambo. But yeah, so I've kind of been sneaking the in colors in with this project too. And then I ended up using the Evening Evergreen gems with Old Olive here. I thought they looked great. So definitely up to you guys, but that's what I used. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. I also want to experiment if we have enough time. I'll see how much time we have after we make our main ones. But here are our pieces. So I wanted to see how well I could emboss on brushed metallic cardstock. I haven't tried it yet. I know in the past when I've tried to do this, it can slide. But the good thing about the Stamparatus is when you have the magnets and everything, you should be able to hold it in place. So if it's not too late, we'll try it. If not, we'll just stick with our main colors. So the colors that we're going to be working with live are Bermuda Bay, Rich Razzleberry, and Basic White. For Bermuda Bay, we're going to do the clear embossing powder. For Rich Razzleberry, we're going to do white, and then we're going to do the black on the Basic White layer. Okay, so you can set it wherever you're comfortable. So like for this particular one, I am just going to kind of check out and see where all of my words are going to hit. Okay, so you can kind of get that positioning, and you'll see like it's going to take up almost this entire thing. So be careful where you put your magnet. I'm going to just put my magnet right on that corner there so that it's out of the way of my stamps, but that it's still holding this down. And you could put it on both sides if you really want a strong hold on it. I probably should, but we'll try it this way. So what I was doing was going over this with my Versamark ink pad twice before I embossed. And also, if you want to do your embossing buddy or your anti-static tool, whatever you have in your craft space on your cardstock so that the excess doesn't stick, you can do that too. So let me just I'll get my embossing buddy and I'll just very lightly go over this. And that's just so that wherever my fingerprints are, the powder doesn't catch on it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure on this because we have a lot of thin, like really thin scripted sentiments here. But I have to tell you, it really embosses, like heat embosses beautifully. All right, and then you can kind of see that watermark there. We're going to go over it one more time. I particularly found that the side one, which of course we're not even heat embossing, that one needs to be inked twice. Okay, so I'm just going to set that down. Okay, and you can see that's a lot more bold, and I think that that's going to give us a better heat emboss. Okay, so I'm just going to take this off. So I'm going to set this aside, and then we'll do our embossing powder with my paper. I recommend like printer paper. Let me do it. Let me do it this way. All right. Free plug for Rhonda. I take Rhonda Wade's training, and I was using that as a piece of scrap paper. All right, so here we go. I am going to clear. Okay, so we're going to do the clear for this one, and I'm just going to go right over with my powder. So many crafters have this in a little Tupperware container with a spoon. Much cleaner way to do it. Highly recommend that. I haven't done that myself yet. Okay. And then you can just take a look at it and see if you feel like it needs any more powder, like if it didn't pick up anywhere. But that looks like it really picked up nicely. So I'm just going to put this back in the container. Okay. And I'm just going to set this aside for a minute. All right, and then this is going to get a little bit loud. I have my heat tool here. And let's see if you guys can see this live. Hopefully you can. Just going to give it a second to heat up. And with the clear, it should look like a watermark when it starts to cook. I love, love, love this look. Make sure it has that glassy look before you move on to the next sentiment there. Because at first it just looks wet, but then you see it really start to shine. Okay. Okay. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so this one is, it looks like I need to get my O just a little bit more. Hang on one sec. There we go. All right. All right, so here is our Bermuda Bay with the clear. All right, and then our next one, let's come back in. We'll come back to these. We'll put them together at the same time. Okay, so next we're going to do our Rich Razzleberry. And then I'm going to position it slightly differently. So with the Rich Razzleberry, I'm going to line it up closer here to the inch line so that I can fit this sentiment here. I think that that is so beautiful. And I like that it's sideways. But if you want them all going in one direction, you could do that too. Okay. I think it gives a lot of visual interest. Whoops. When you do it that way. All right, so definitely want to be able to fit it, but I want to bring it like right to the edge of the stamp, basically, like right there. Okay, and then I'm just going to check to see where I can put my magnet, and it looks like right up along the top there is the best place. Okay, and then I'm going to do my embossing buddy. Okay, so that's our rich raspberry with white. And we'll come back to that. We'll put them all together at the same time. Okay, and then the one other thing I wanted to mention, because I forgot to do it at the very beginning of the live. So one thing I wanted to point out, this is almost entirely for unto us. But down here, right here, you're an angel and peace on earth, goodwill toward men. Those two are actually from Angels of Peace. And if you guys like putting together puzzles, you're really going to enjoy this, mixing and matching all of the stamp sets that you've collected over the years in the different fonts. Oh, you do love to emboss, Susanna? Oh, that's awesome. Try rubbing the top plate with a dry board eraser. It will help with pressure on the stamps and you will have better images. Well, thank you, Susanna. You know what? I think I have one here. Hold on. Let me see if I can do that. Hang on one second, guys. All right, here we go. So here is my dry erase board. Do I do the soft side or the hard side? You guys, if you're still here, Susanna, let me know. Let's see. I'm going to start with the soft side, and if I need to change it, I will. But all right, so we're getting some even pressure here. Thank you for this tip. That's fabulous. All right, so I'm just going to go over it. I'm assuming the smooth side because it would move better. All right. All right, let's check it out. Now, of course, this is the basic white paper, so it's going to be a little hard to see, but looks like we have a good capture there. That is a great tip. Okay. One more time. So this is the clear, this is the white. Okay, and then never noticed the bags in the catalog. Oh yeah, so these are in the annual catalog, and they're called ombre gift bags. Let me just double check, make sure that that's right. Yes, so they're ombre gift bags. And the item number on these is 155479. You get 22 a pack and you get each color. So I'll just pull these out and show you quickly since we're talking about them. They're so beautiful, especially if you love that ombre effect. And you could do a whole set of gift bags with just a card, insert if you're doing, gift cards, something that's, thin or, monetary, something like that, but you still want to have like a nice presentation. That's polished pink. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what color this is. Our soft succulent, our evening evergreen. These two colors are escaping me. One is pale papaya. And then this color, I'm going to have to look. Let's see. It is, fresh freesia. Fresh freesia. So they're really, really cute. These are our sponge daubers. They come in a set of 5. All right. These are like one of my favorite things. But if you prefer the blending brushes, you could use that too. And then we're just going to go in with our color, dab off so that it's not too harsh, and then just start creating a decorative edge here. We have our 3 layers in the clear, the white, and the black. And now I'm just using basic white card bases for each of these. And we're just going to put our layers down. Okay. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus because I have it handy. Okay. Went a little off my edge there. Okay. Oops. Here we go. All right, so layer number 1. And then we're going to get our coordinating angel. So I fussy cut all of my angels from our prior live. So just in case you haven't seen it, it's available here on Facebook and YouTube. We use the watercolor pencils with our angels on Thursday with the Angels of Peace stamp set. I wanted to test all of the watercolor pencils, the colors and the dresses. So that's what we did. And now here we just decide where we want her to go. Now, one thing that you could do is add in a pop of vellum, which I think goes perfectly with the angels. Here, the angel is straight on the card, and here is a piece of vellum. Okay, so whichever you would want to do in terms of your layering, I'm just going to put her right down on the card, and we're going to put her on dimensionals. I have the In Color Gems here, and I think that the pale papaya would look really pretty with this particular project. So actually, let me put one right in the center of the star here. And then let's put a few throughout. Just kind of here and there. Let me do another small one. Love that. Okay. All right, so there's one. And now let's put down our Bermuda Bay. Which she looks a little more orange here, doesn't she? Hold on. Yeah, this one is Calypso Coral. So this is our red angel. All right, and she doesn't quite match. So for me, like, is that a big, huge deal? Should I switch out the color of the angel? Let's just take a look and see. I kind of feel like she goes better. Or we can just go back in and try to, color the dress to have it match a little bit better. Let me see. You could do the blue angel too. Could do the brown dress with the red. or I could just try to tie in some of the color here. So let's see. I'm kind of messing with my watercolor, but it will bother me that she doesn't match. And that might just be me. That might just be me. Okay. Just going to kind of give her a little more color. The one place where I need to be careful here is on the wing. So let's see if we can. No, that's not too bad. Okay. What do we think? Better? All right. And then I'm going to put her right in the center. So here are these. Let me just line them up. All right, so here are the cards that we did live. Okay, so we have the Rich Razzleberry, the Real Red, and the Bermuda Bay. And then here is Melon Mambo, Old Olive, and Daffodil Delight. So they all have the same background, just different positioning and different heat emboss to them. And then we have our 2 bags. Okay. So we have this and this. So if you would want to do, and of course these aren't coordinating, but let's just pretend like this is Evening Evergreen or Soft Succulent, and you wanted to place this in here, this size card will fit in the bag. Okay. So if you wanted to do that in place of an envelope with a little gift in there or something, you could definitely do that. And you know, a lot of the like little jewelry and things like that, like those are also covered in those plastic sleeves and they're flat. And those would fit nicely in here too, I think. So I know metallic cardstock is a little bit different, but I am curious. I really am. Okay. So, and honestly, I could do, well, I could do any of the colors. Let's see. Ooh, that looks good. Yeah, I think I like pumpkin pie best with that one. All right, well, let's find out. Let's see if this works. Here's how it turned out. It looks great. So you can see from the side that it bent a little more than the cardstock, like the regular cardstock. This one curled a little more. Now it's still warm. So my guess is you can just work this right back into its regular shape. You definitely want to like leave the sentiments alone for a minute just to make sure that that, you know, is dry. But I mean, that turned out so much better than in my mind, how I was picturing it. So if you would want to do this on metallic, and of course, if you don't want to do an entire background, like if you just wanted to do a single sentiment on a really, you know, cute piece of, let's just make a card real quick. So I am going to just put this on. I'm going to use a little more adhesive on this one. I'm going to go all the way down just because it was a little bit bent. You certainly do not have to use that much adhesive all the time. All right, and there's that one. So, I mean, I love the way that turned out. It's funny when you start experimenting what, you know, you find what works and what doesn't work, but they look so different, don't they? All right, you guys, thank you so much. We got a really nice card set here. You could put it in your acetate card box and give that as a gift to somebody. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys again next Thursday.